Ladies and gentlemen, this is Traore'S TV. I said this is Traore'S TV, and then right now we are located in a city known as BOBODIOULASSO in Burkina Faso. So what you are looking at is a newly built hospital in Burkina Faso known as BOBODIOULASSO. The hospital is making wave both on internet, Facebook, and YouTube. Why? Because of the equipment that Chinese company sent to Burkina Faso. So for you people who have not known about this hospital, this is the hospital we are talking about. The building we are looking at is one of the biggest hospitals in Africa right now, situated in Burkina Faso, and it was built by Burkina Faso President Ibrahim Traore'S. This hospital is mind-blowing, and it is the best hospital in West Africa right now, not only because of the beauty of the buildings, but for the type of equipment that is being supplied through the president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore'S. Some of them are new and have just arrived in packets. So let's go and take a look so that you will see the type of equipment Chinese company sent to President Ibrahim Traore'S. Based on our knowledge and based on what people have shown to us, the equipment in this hospital is one of the best in the world. We can go and check them one by one, look at it. This is very, very marvelous. And I am dumbfounded because I am not a medical doctor. I am just an analyst, someone who pick a topic and talk about it. But see all these beautiful machines being supplied to a country in Africa known as Burkina Faso, I'm marveled, even when I don't know the names of what we see in the hospital. But I believe that whatever that is here, like here, I know this is a laboratory room. And what is here? Here is, I think, is a research room. And what about other images? Oh, here is the waiting room. It's marvelous, right? So both the inside and outside are very beautiful to watch. This has made news all over the world, and it is now speculating around the world about the type of material that Chinese company sent to Burkina Faso and how beautiful it is. The reason of this hospital is that many African leaders have been traveling around the world going for medical checkups. But Ibrahim Traore'S came into power and said that he is going to make that to stop, and it is going to start from him himself. That what he will do is to have a very, very, very first-class hospital in Burkina Faso. So whenever he is sick, his ministers or any member of this government is sick, instead of going abroad, that they will go to the same hospital which every Burkina can go and receive the same treatment. That if the sickness that will hold him cannot be solved in Burkina Faso, let that be how God wants it, because that is the opportunity every single Burkina has. He wants to create defense. Around the world, many presidents, whenever they are sick, they run into the foreign countries, especially to the West, to treat themselves. But what about the people you are governing? When they are sick, where do they run to? Does it mean that the life of presidents is more valuable than the life of the people he is governing? No. Life does not supposed to be so. And Ibrahim Traore'S, when he came into power, the first thing he did was to make sure that this hospital of BOBODIOULASSO, which was commenced since 2020 by the former president of Burkina Faso, he made sure that he completed it and build it in the form that whoever that is going to rule Burkina Faso in future will not have to travel to any other country to receive treatment. And one amazing thing is that the hospital was later finished and has proudly said. And another amazing thing was when Traore visited the place, he found out that most of the people at the site then, well, we are BURKINA base. See the workers here? These are the people who finished this hospital. 99% are BURKINA base, but the engineers who control the structure and so on and so forth are Chinese people. And that also creates employment because apart from working here as laborers, majority of the nurses that work in this hospital are BURKINA base. The cleaners are BURKINA base. The gardeners, electricians, plumbers are BURKINA base, which is very beautiful. Today, everybody is talking about this hospital, and believe me, very soon, some presidents and coach in Africa will be visiting this hospital to receive treatment here instead of traveling abroad. Now, this is the main entrance of the hospital that you get in here. Then you take the escalator, either the left side from the left side or the right side. This is marvelous, and we hope all these presidents in West Africa that don't want to build hospital like this will learn from Ibrahim Traore. We needed a hospital like this, and Traore made it possible. There is no reason for any president in Africa to travel outside Africa to receive treatment anymore, because we have whatever you are looking for in Africa, unless if you are travel to embezzle money, to lie for your people, that you are sick when you are not sick, because Ibrahim Traore is very good to tolerate that. No president will come here saying he is sick when he is not sick. Here in Burkina Faso, corruption tolerance is zero. Zero. See what a president built within 3 years. Majority of our leaders have stayed in power for 30 years, for 20 years, but even till today, they are still traveling abroad to receive treatments. Burkina Faso's president came into power not up to 3 years. Look at what he has done. See hospital. Look at how beautiful the hospital looked like. So let's go and take a look of where the general hospital in Burkina Faso, and I show you all the images, how it looks. So this is the scanning area, and this is actually the front door of the hospital. This picture was taken immediately when it was finished. Here is doctor's quarters, where the doctors live, and the main hospital is actually what you are seeing over there. And here is the veranda of the hospital, the passages. So when you come to see someone, you can actually stand here and be having nice views and so on and so forth. And what we're looking at here are the escalators to move from first floor to second floor to third floor and fourth floor, which is very, very beautiful. Now, what you are seeing is the full face of the BOBODIOULASSO Reference Hospital. This is exactly how it looks, and the side view of it, this is the back side view of the BOBODIOULASSO Reference Hospital. It is very beautiful. Now, this is when the Prime Minister visited this site and met the Chinese engineers, and everybody were very happy, as you can see it here. So here is actually the inside of the hospital. From here, what you can view is what is within the environment of the hospital, like the feed and so on and so forth. This is a marvelous building. Really, I like this. Now, one amazing thing I like is this design you see. Wow, this is very beautiful. This is very beautiful. As we continue going, this is the full view of it, as we said earlier. And then we talked about this. This was when the packets were arriving and Ibrahim Traore came to see the results himself. And it is mind-blowing. Remember, these packets started arriving for the last 2 months. And we are going to see how all the equipment are arranged today and you would marvel too. It surprised me, right? So this is the main entrance, as I said earlier, and here everything you see is glass. So from here you can actually see outside who is coming and who is going out. Here is where the receptionist or the information desk will be placed, and as we said earlier, here is the passage, and so on and so forth. So here is when we are inside and viewing it from the outside. This is the major entrance. Here is the back of the hospital. The back of the hospital is a little bit valley. So for you to climb into the hospital, you must use this step to climb it. So here you are seeing is going to be garden. Here also is going to be garden. But this pocket is put here to avoid erosion, which is a very nice job done. Wow. Here is when the hospital was completed and everybody gathered here for prayer and so on and so forth, and give thanks to the country. So this is actually the tower of the hospital, which was built with red block, and this red block is because of the soil of Burkina Faso and the culture of Burkina Faso. The design of this hospital is actually designed this way to suit the ecosystem of Burkina Faso, and it is actually very beautiful. It's very, very beautiful. So as we continue going, we can see here is the escalator, as we said earlier, and here we can also see the ceiling, how the ceiling was designed. Very, very beautiful. Here we can also view it that there is a light coming from the outside, not electric but outside light. Wow, reflection from the sun. And here is when they are descending from the escalator at the back of the hospital, as I said earlier. Now here is the one corner of the hospital, and what we are seeing here is inner passage. This inner passage have blocks that from here it can penetrate into the hospital to avoid any heat when people are outside to take breaks if the weather is hot. Now here are the main engineers who did the project, and one of them is taking pictures, posting it, and then praising their country China for fulfilling their promise which they made in the year 2020, because they made this promise that what they showed on prototype, which is, let me show you the prototype, what they showed on prototype, which was this, will deliver exactly as it was shown. When they came into Burkina Faso, one they showed to the government of Burkina Faso then was this picture, and they delivered it 100%. Beautiful. See it? 100%. This is exactly what they delivered, because on the ground right now, this is what is on the ground. Wow, China actually did a very beautiful work. Wow. As we continue viewing what how it looks like, so let's come here. Here has the garden and so on and so forth, with so many departments, which I don't know what they will actually call it, because it has not been given names. So that we see this is the area view of it, but this is actually the prototype, and it was actually delivered as it is shown here. Here are the machines for operation and for hearts. Here are the machines, the department for the bones and so on and so forth. Here is another department for scanning. If you are a doctor, you have knowledge of what we are seeing here, better than me. I am not a doctor, I am a journalist. Okay, so here is a bed. I can recognize one or two things here, but not much. I can only tell you that the image you are seeing here is a laboratory room, because we did it when I was having a course. So here is a research center, because I used to work in a place like this. And here is a waiting place, because I have been to hospital and I've waited for people in the hospital, and I've known benches like that are always there when you come to look for a patient or to ask for a patient or to visit a patient. Now, here is where doctor takes some scanning and some examination, and you can see the type of machine that Chinese company supplied to Burkina Faso. This is what we are asking for in other African countries. We want this type of development to go around Africa. Africa have been crying for this type of development for a very long time. We need it in Ghana, in Nigeria, in Niger, in Togo, in Mali, in South Africa, all over Africa, in Mali, in Senegal. It's everywhere. Everywhere. So people should copy from Ibrahim Traore. So what Ibrahim Traore has shown to us is that nothing is impossible. If a country like Burkina Faso can have all this within 3 years, Africa, what are you waiting for? What African countries? Are you sleeping? Wake up and copy from Ibrahim Traore. The money our leaders and we ourselves are spending outside Africa is unbearable. Everybody is going for medical holidays to the West. These holidays cost a lot of money. Then why not investing in Africa? And now that we have one, let's hope that African leaders who just choose to go to Burkina Faso than going taking medical holidays to all these expensive countries around the world. So this is the passage that we talked about, and you see how beautiful it looks. As we continue, it continues. I believe here is where they have babies incubator. Wow, Chinese people really did a very beautiful work here, and you can see nurses and doctors instructing themselves and showing how the machines work, because they are all sophisticated machines. These are not the type that we used to see in Africa. Wow, both the hospital and the machine and everything. And Ibrahim Traore himself came here to see how all these machines work and to view it by himself. And believe me, this president will be proud of himself after saying that his plans are working accordingly. This is really beautiful and marvelous at the same time. Well, you have seen what Ibrahim Traore has in Burkina Faso. Therefore, if you are sick and you are in Africa, instead of looking for visas to Western countries that will cost you a lot of money, go to Burkina Faso. There is nothing they cannot identify there. They have qualified doctors, good equipment, nice hospital. The system is good, so on and so forth, and you will receive treatment immediately. So I will stop my video here because I am very, very happy over what I'm saying in Burkina Faso. If I don't stop here, happiness may make me to overtalk and I don't want to make this video too long. So thank you very much for watching, and you should know that you have been watching REFERRAL TV. We bring good information about what is happening around Africa, especially infrastructural development. And today we are in Burkina Faso because it is very, very important to show you this marvelous work done by no other person than Ibrahim Traore, the man of the moment. So thank you very much for watching, and see you next time, because we are going to give you a better story next time as well. So see you next time.